The Democratic Party's current approval rating is 21%, which is only slightly more popular than Kanye's swastika shirts.
The Democratic Party itself is frankly an irrelevant political party. They don't have a message. Their policy positions have left cities across this country in shambles. I mean, even last night, let's just think about this for a minute. The president highlighted DJ, the young kid who's dealing with cancer survivor.
Yeah,
How they gonna snatch your back, Michael, when they holding up bingo or auction signs?
I was gonna say, well, thank you, Simone.
Can we talk about it?
The bingo signs were killing me. I don't know who thought up the bingo signs, but they should be fired.
Michael, this is an indictment, in my opinion, on the Democratic leadership.
They didn't even have enough decency to stand and applaud. He highlighted the mother whose daughter was killed by an illegal immigrant. They didn't stand and applaud.
They're eating each other, guys. I am loving this. The Democrat Party is imploding. You had so many things to congratulate Donald Trump on, and the Democrats just totally lost their minds. They were just sitting up here either hollering and screaming like that fool Al Green with his freaking cane, waving a stupid cane in the air, and these other dummies waving these stupid paddles with dumb signs on it that they're getting roasted and memed online constantly about. Otherwise, if it wasn't that, it was just having their arms crossed and just sitting there just pouting the whole freaking time. You got a young child, 13-year-old on the come up, brain cancer, minority, black male, black young man, and made an honorary Secret Service member. Democrats just sit up there just pouting. You got literal hostages coming home from Russia. The Democrats just pout about that. Peace talks, they pout about that. No claps, no nothing, no smiles, nothing. And even people who had their children killed because of Biden's open border policy, which they tried to deny that they had open border policy, but we all know that that's a bold-faced lie. They literally renamed a park, a wildlife center, after Jocelyn Nungary, tragically killed and raped by an illegal alien.
Alexis, I promised that we would always remember your daughter, your magnificent daughter, and earlier tonight I signed an order keeping my word to you. Alexis, moments ago I formally renamed that refuge in loving memory of your beautiful daughter, Jocelyn.
And the Democrats didn't have anything to say about any of that. There's so many things that they could have shown some grace for, and I'm tired of them making excuses for their poor behavior. I'm so tired of, well, Donald Trump just so bad, we just gotta just be evil, disgusting human beings because Donald Trump is so bad. The excuses suck. I'm not trying to hear it, and American people are not trying to hear it either. You're hired for a job, and a job is to support the American people, not to hate Trump. Your job is not to hate Trump. These people have completely lost it. Piers Morgan is calling them out along with a couple others. Check out this clip with Piers Morgan absolutely roasting and torching the radical left Democrats.
Get up and applaud that boy. The fact they couldn't even do that, I thought was just contemptible. I really did. And the Democrats have got to take a good, long, hard look at themselves because the stupid signs, the not getting up for the poor families of these murdered people, the way they treated that boy, the walkouts, the silly Instagram stuff afterwards. Look at me, I didn't go in. This is the President of the United States speaking.
What's going on?
In the heart of politics. I think they've, honestly, Lawrence, they've lost the plot. The Democrats have lost the plot. They did not see this big win coming for Trump in the election. They got completely wiped. They've lost all power. And they are scrabbling to work out what they do about this. And I think the key messages that Trump keeps ramming home, that America is no longer a woke country, and that secondly, he's the sort of pioneer of a revolution of common sense. They don't know what to do about this. I mean, on one hand, you've got them all in their pink gear, right, going on about women's rights. On the other, they won't applaud a president who wants to bring back equality and fairness to women's sport in America. And I think the Democrats have lost their sense of humanity. I mean, they just don't know what to do. It's extraordinary to watch.
In addition to Piers, a more relevant leftist, John Fetterman, congressman, representative out of Congress, this guy, he went in on the Democrats as well because he's like, yo, these seem like these are wins for America. You know, these are things to celebrate. Child with brain cancer and making him a Secret Service agent and a variety of all the other things I mentioned, along with some things I didn't mention. Fetterman is seeing the writing on the wall. He's like, hey, I want to actually win elections. I don't want to just keep losing to Donald Trump because I'm being a deranged lunatic.
Republicans have been very critical of Democrats today, saying they did not stand up enough for Trump's speech during certain moments.
I mean, I don't know why we can't fully celebrate. I mean, I have a 13-year-old myself, and I mean, thank God she's never had cancer, but I think that's something we could all celebrate that. And I think it was like it was a touching moment. And like I said, that's part of the best of the American experience.
But for me, do you think what they did during the SOTU, if you thought that was smart messaging, if you landed, what I'm saying though is what I witnessed wasn't helpful, and that wasn't moving the ball for Democrats.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. And if you can't just all stand and cheer for a 13-year-old boy that got, I mean, I have a 13-year-old myself, got over cancer. I mean, that's the wrong message on that.
I agree. Can't you do both?
And again, I remember when Joe Wilson, that jerk off yelled, "You lie, you lie," you know, and everyone recoiled and like that was appalled by that. And it's like, yeah. So now we became the Joe Wilson of 2025, and that was a loser in 2009. And I don't think that's a winner or it's appropriate anymore now in 2025.
Even got Stephen A. Smith out here having serious talks about potentially running for president. Now, do I think Stephen A. Smith really stands a chance? I mean, no. I always could see somebody like Trump standing a better chance than Stephen A. Smith because I don't think Stephen A. Smith got that dog in him. But it's still hilarious to see him even have the confidence built up so high. It's not because he feels like so highly of himself. It's because the Democrats have sunk so low. All of y'all should feel like y'all could run and be successful. I mean, I don't know about against the Republicans, but anybody who's a Democrat out there, y'all could probably be better than a lot of these people. There's probably a lot of people who ain't even over there, who don't even want to be associated with these clowns, these fools, these idiots, these weirdos, these creepazoids, these wackos. Who the hell wants to be affiliated with a bunch of lame ass people waving paddles in the air? Stupid. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and react to what Stephen A. Smith has to say about this disgraceful display.
Now you see why Stephen A. Smith was in the polls as a presidential candidate? See what I'm talking about? You see that idiocy right there? You talk about something, people being tone deaf. Why the hell would 22 Democratic senators be literally echoing the same thing and think that would resonate with the American people? All it shows is that the same fabric of our democracy is unchanging in the eyes of some of these officials, and as a result, the constituency they represent, which is why Donald Trump is in office. What, do I have to come up to Capitol Hill and give you lessons?
I think,
seriously.
I think,
you don't.
Well, I'm going to let him cook. What it shows me is that they're all puppets. And of course, they're always going to parrot the same thing. That's what works for them. They don't know how to do anything else. They have no originality. They have no facts on their side. They're just going to say the same message and hope that it resonates. And then when it's debunked, they sit up there looking stupid like, well, we don't know what else to do. So they're going to spin some new narrative. That's all that they always do.
Don't get it? All you did. Elizabeth Warren, Cory Booker, Chuck Schumer. Let's all get together. Let's put this in a prompter, and all together, albeit in separate rooms, we'll grab a microphone and say the same damn thing. And that's what's going to resonate with the American people. And then you wonder why you're no longer in power. You wonder why Trump is in the White House. You wonder
these are the same people who didn't want Kamala Harris to interview with Joe Rogan.
Chuck Schumer and the typical politicians, oh, inflation is high. Oh, look at them pointing the fingers at the migrants. Oh, look at them blaming immigration. They don't care about you. Oh, by the way, look, they don't care about the, well, why would you bother people from the LGBTQ community? Why would you bother folks with transgender and all this? Why would you do that? That is what the Democrats say. That's what most politicians would say.
I mean, well, none of it made sense considering, again, Trump has literally just started. What the hell? Where was all this criticism for all the years when Joe Biden was in office? I thought he lowered inflation. Wasn't they saying inflation was back low? What, now all of a sudden, okay, Democrat president, inflation equals low. Same number with Republican president, inflation equals high. Make that make some sense. What's wrong with closing the border? Make that make some sense. Let's keep going.
Did you see me on The View Tuesday afternoon? Did you see when they said, we don't believe there's a Trump mandate? I said, oh, really? Did you see the former press secretary for the White House come on? I think Stephen A. is wrong. I don't believe what he said is correct. Donald Trump has the lowest approval ratings in the first month or so, or the 2 months of a presidency in American history. Oh, really? But didn't he win all the swing states? Didn't his popularity elevate within 89% of the counties in the United States of America? Didn't his popularity elevate within the black community, the Hispanic community, and the young voters?
All of them.
Didn't he win the popular vote for the first time in 20 years as a Republican nominee? Didn't he also win the Electoral College vote? Isn't he in control of the White House? Don't the Republicans have the House and the Senate? All of that happened, but there's no Trump mandate. You see the bullshit?
I mean, well, here's the thing that's stupid. Let's say you want to try to argue the stupid semantics. This whole mandate conversation is dumb because obviously it's going to be somewhat subjective. Obviously, people who don't like Trump are going to argue that it wasn't a mandate, whatever. But if that's not a mandate, then what would be a mandate for the Democrats? The Democrats didn't even win.
Democrats are so damn lost that they're actually going to convince themselves they can do the same old and still regain power, both in the midterms and in the 2028 election. I'm here to tell you that's not going to happen because Trump has the power now. And he's manipulating the proceedings. And in case you didn't notice, one of his top boys, Elon Musk, Doge, owns X. Who else was at the inauguration? Jeff Bezos. The man running TikTok. And Lord knows who else. And then you got folks like Candace Owens, who's a Trump supporter, along with various others with their microphones, their cameras, and their audience. If you think the liberals are overcoming that, you go ahead and watch Schumer and those 21 other senators talk their drivel. J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio or somebody will be the next president in 2028.
Good.
You'll have nobody but yourselves to blame.
Hey, Stephen A., look, don't get me excited like this, big dog. Like Vance presidency or Rubio presidency? Say less. Look, and that's another reason why I guess we don't know what the hell's going to happen with this. I know that's not really the point of this video, but we don't know what's going to happen with that next presidency because I keep mentioning people that I like. But let's not forget, we still got Rubio, the Ted Cruz is out there, Nikki Haley somewhere out there in the wild, and I'm sure she's, determined, is probably her life's mission. She's trying to pull a Joe Biden. She's going to keep trying until she maybe can somehow get it. But guys, the Democrats themselves, Stephen A. is a hardcore leftist. He's not going to admit that, but he definitely is. He's never voted Republican ever. And people like him, Piers Morgan, John Fetterman, and there's some others, hell, even the MSDNC clip you saw earlier, it's not looking good for the radical left Democrats, guys. They just look weak and pathetic. and they really need to find their way. I mean, I hope that this trend continues, right? I don't want to be out here sweating. You still got the Shapiros out there if they could ever get over their anti-Semitism in the Democrat Party, which I doubt is going to happen anytime soon. I unfortunately know some people that are quite anti-Semitic, but guys, let me know what you think. Do you think that the Democrats, as it currently stands, are going to be able to overcome this massive hill and dig themselves out of this grave that they have dug for themselves? Do you think they're going to start showing some grace? Maybe at the State of the Union speech, maybe they could redeem themselves? Or do you think that they're going to continue to dig their heels in and dig this grave deeper and deeper until they're effectively at the center of the earth and they all burn themselves to death as a self-inflicted wound? Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
That is how you save democracy, by quietly dissenting or bidding on an antique tea set. It was hard to tell what was going on.
What we saw, the theatrics tonight in the chamber, are not being well received.
I will say, I think there were times when they should have risen. I think what Al Green did was despicable.